From New York City, it's Wendy Williams. Today, the gorgeous Krysten Ritter is here to tell Wendy all about her highly anticipated movie, Veronica Mars. Plus, Lupita Nyong'o has a new Oscar, but does she also have a new man? Perez Hilton gives Wendy the inside scoop. And all the latest juicy hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
Fabulous studio audience. Thank you all for being here. Okay for a Monday. Listen, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez may have reunited, plus Michael Jackson. That Secret Son thing, this was a story I really didn't care about. However, this case has quite a bit of evidence. Yeah, we'll break it down. Also, did you watch the premiere of Lindsay's documentary last night on OWN? All right, well, let's talk about it and more. It's time for Hot Topics. Had a nice, well-rested weekend. I got quite a bit done around home over the... Morale! Too much lipstick! Sorry. I am from Jersey, though. That was just a nod to the tacky that sometimes I can be. By the way, you know, I finished my Tilly painting over the weekend and put it on Facebook, and people just did not understand it. Now, look, let me... First of all, let me tell you something right now. I like to paint, it keeps me sober. Now look, in the white, you will see the original Tilly. There are several of them that dot the Asbury Park boardwalk and Asbury Park scene where I originally am from, 07712. Tilly is an icon that was invented in 1955. I wanted a little Tilly in our kitchen, so here's my Tilly. It's my take on Tilly. I go to Michael's, I get my canvas, I open up the back door and air out the house, I start to paint, and it takes a while, like a month, but after you do your canvas, to me, the thing that'll even make your paintings, if you're not an expert, because neither am I, look beautiful and wonderful, is if you get them formally framed with a border and a nice little gilded frame. And so there's my Tilly. And so for people on Facebook, I mean, people on Facebook were like, you need to go back to school. What are you painting? Yada, yada, yada. Only people, my home brethren, had my back. So shout out to the 07712 and the entire Jersey Shore. And then, my mother and father are in town. How you doing, Mommy and Daddy? They're leaving tomorrow, though. So my parents are in town, not to see us, but to socialize. They're always doing something. Mommy, I think this is a picture that you all sent when you were at Mardi Gras the other week. Let me see, show that picture. Yeah. You've got to coordinate. Very nice. It's nice to have you all here at the show. All right. Last night they came for dinner and I made the meatball heroes and some other deliciousness, and then we watched Robin Harris on Unsung on TV1, and then you all were out by 8 o'clock, and I asked you all if you were gonna go home and watch OWN and Lindsay, and you said no, you had to wake up early in the morning. Well, so did I. But I took like a 2-hour power nap in the middle of the afternoon just so I can stay up until 10 o'clock at night to see this docuseries on OWN. We got a glimpse of Lindsay's chaotic life and how hard it is for her to do a number of things. Stay sober, keep appointments, be enthusiastic, keep a clean environment, relate to Oprah. I mean, it was so awkward, but take a look and then we'll talk. Okay, so she was down on the floor organizing jewelry. It seems as though she spent a lot of this first night cleaning out storage spaces. It's almost like she's a hoarder, like she's got a lot of stuff between her mother's house in Long Island and the storage space in LA, and then there on the floor. And, so there were paparazzi outside. I don't feel sorry for her though. This is what these stars sign up for. The meeting that she didn't go to was her AA meeting. Now, this documentary started when she was 4 days out of rehab. So she's trying to get reacclimated to being in rehab for 90 days, and I get that. Still don't feel sorry. I think that this is a terrible look for Lindsay. All money's not good money. I hope you spent that $2 million that Oprah gave you wisely, because no, honestly, like, it was very entertaining from an entertaining, like, that's not my daughter standpoint, But I think that she gave us more information even than we read in magazines. Magazines are only telling stories, sometimes from like Lindsay's point of view if she talks to the magazines, but other times it's information gathered and put into like Life and Style Weekly magazine. She was giving up way too much information about herself in this documentary, and I mean in a bad way. Like, I would never hire her. I mean, there are so many other young people in Hollywood, like Emma Stone, Emma Roberts, so many other young people who are ready to do the work, show up on time. Not going to rehab, really, or going to AA because the paparazzi are outside. You throw on your sunglasses, which you had on most of the time anyway. You throw on your sunglasses, throw your hair in your face, you march out to your car, and you go to rehab. And as far as AA, and she's been on TV since she was like 10 or 9 or 8 years old, so I understand she probably doesn't really know how to balance a checkbook or keep her room clean or anything like that. But, at 25, how old is Lindsay now? At 27, the game is getting a little tired. I don't feel sorry for you, little girl. Look, the cameras also captured her messy living area. Now, anybody who's ever been through anything in their life knows that a messy house like that is a sign of something bad. Bad! And I get that Oprah wants more people to watch her own network, so okay, but I think that Oprah should have been like the Mac in the back. Like, we should have only seen her in the beginning and then like the last episode of the last one. She's too big to be too involved with such, just such, yeah. Oprah's just too big to be that involved. If Oprah really wanted to clean her up, then it'd all be done behind the scenes. And if Lindsay really wanted to clean up, it would be off TV as well. I don't believe at this particular time that Lindsay is sober. Okay. All this was filmed a long time ago, and the streets have been talking. If you'd like to check it out for yourself, Lindsay airs Sunday nights at 10 on OWN. So, I don't much care about Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber being back together. Sure you don't either. But the thing that's captivating about the story is that it was back in January when she went into rehab for 2 weeks, reportedly to get over emotional issues dealing with Justin. So now here she is back with him. Oh yes, they were in Texas over the weekend getting cozy at a few different spots. I would say the first thing that you learn in rehab is stay away from the thing that is torturing you, whether it's drugs or a boyfriend. But the only people I think that you have to stay near when you go to rehab is if you still want to have that relationship with your siblings or your father and mother. Like boyfriends, girlfriends, drugs. Those are supposed to be all the things that you leave out there. So she also probably needs to meet a different caliber of men. She's a couple of years younger than Justin, but you know how we women are. We mature faster. I would say that she needs to meet somebody like 27 and older, not for serious lovey-dovey fall in love, but just to have a good time. Quite frankly, I think in my mind that Justin is probably treating her like the spider with 8 legs. Instead of just stepping on it, you pull off one leg at a time and watch the spider just on one leg, bringing that little tiny body across the, oh, come on. You were a kid once. You never pulled legs off spiders. I think that he's enjoying torturing her, though, you know? Like, turning this little girl out. She was his first and everything, and some guys, they just get that big chest bravado over that mess. He's a jerk. So look. So last week, Justin had to sit for a deposition in that lawsuit where he allegedly ordered his bodyguard to beat up a paparazzi, because that's the kinds of things the jerks do. The lawyer asked Justin about Selena, which had nothing to do with it, but watch how Justin reacts. Roll it.
Have you ever talked with Selena Gomez and discussed your feelings about paparazzi with her?
Don't ask me about her again.
Sir.
Move on to another.
Have you ever?
Don't ask me about her again. Don't ask me about her again.
Have you ever?
Don't ask me about her again. Don't ask me about her again.
Wait, let's take a break. You know what? Just stop.
We gotta take a break.
Don't ask me about her again.
What you gonna do? Mr. Tough Guy. Anyway, that little piece of footage further cements he's a jerk. He's a real jerk. So, everybody's buzzing about this Michael Jackson might have fathered a secret son thing. Well, these are the kind of stories, when I hear them, you know, from the other room, I don't even rush to the TV. You know, they're just, first of all, the tarnishing of the Jackson legacy continues. That's the number one thing. And the second thing, every few years, doesn't somebody pop out of the closet and say that they're his son? I didn't even pay attention or walk to the TV. However, I got here this morning and my dutiful Hot Topics team had more information on the story. And they tried to convince me why I should care. I'm still not sure that I care. Alas, I'll talk. So the alleged son's name is Brandon Howard. He's 31. His mom is the R&B singer Mickey Howard. You know, Love Under New Management. Mickey Howard. Anyway, Brandon posted a video online and the similarities are quite striking. Just take a look and then we'll continue to talk.
Number one, I did not call TMZ or anything like that. Didn't put out a story, nothing. Number two, I've never self-proclaimed to be Michael Jackson's son. Number three, I'm definitely not suing the estate. I've been taken care of very well. And also, I make my own cash, okay?
Now, just to remind you, he's 31 years old. Anyone can affect the Michael Jackson voice. All you gotta do is squeeze your vocals. You can do this too. And also, here's another thing. All right, first of all, I don't picture Michael Jackson sleeping with Mickey Howard. And Mickey, that is not a read. I'm just talking. I just don't picture it. Second of all, if Brandon was Michael's son, he wouldn't look like this Michael. He'd look like Big Nose Michael. Right? He looks like that. Although Brandon's eyebrows do look arched. Maybe he has undergone to affect a little bit of the Michael Jackson look, but I suspect that this is a stunt and that he is not Michael Jackson's son, and the Jackson legacy continues to be tarnished. A mess. So look. What's that John Legend song called with Chrissy in the video? I walked into King's this weekend. That's the grocery store I like to go to. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. Our son was over at tutor and I have to do something in between. I walked in and no lie, big burly produce guys. You know, as soon as you walk in the grocery store, it's the produce right there. All right, everybody's big and burly. And I'm overhearing them talking as I'm squeezing the tomatoes and stuff. And they're talking about how the All of Me song makes them cry every time they hear it. And I turned around, and they all already know that I come there, but they don't bug me or anything. I turned around, I said, me too! I said, don't you cry when All of Me comes on? Yes! What about Dance With My Father by Luther Vandross? They play that at the Home Goods. That makes me bawl. Sorry, just a random thought. Look, the claws are coming out between Miley Cyrus and Katy Perry over that kiss at Miley's concert. Now, I'm on Team Miley, and I have to tell you why. Katy told the Morning Sun show, something over in Austria. She probably thought we'd never hear about it, but Hot Topics fans out everywhere. All right, it's called The Sunrise Show. And she said that she pulled away after this kiss because Miley started to probe, you know, with her tongue, you know. Apparently at Miley's concert, there was some sort of kiss cam. And so Miley was jumping off the stage and, you know, randomly kissing people, which I don't know about you, but that would get you a quick punch in the face. You know, I don't play that. You know, first of all, just the random kiss, but also the germs of it all. And so Katy says to the Morning Rise, she says, I backed away because God knows where that tongue has been. Well, that was shade. Shade from Katy, but guess what? Miley threw hot grease. Miley tweeted back, girl, if you're worried about where tongues have been, good thing your ex-boo is your ex-boo, because we all know where that tongue has been. Okay. Now, we can take Miley's shade any which way. Is she talking about John Mayer? Because that tongue's been every place. Or Russell Brand. That tongue has been more places. Either way, I would say it's not safe to just run up and kiss girls. Not everybody likes it, Miley. Let's move on. So, Kesha removed the $ from the S. You're happy about that? Well, now it makes me confused when I read articles about her because when I want to get right to the Kesha part, I look for the Kesha with an S. Now, with the $. Now, is it pronounced Keisha now? Welcome to the dark side. Kesha is a survivor. She just got out of rehab. You know, she was in rehab for 2 months for an eating disorder. If you're a fan of hers or if you've read any articles about her, she's talked often about having issues with her body. As a matter of fact, her mom has some issues as well. They were in rehab together, mother and daughter. That's her mom there and daughter. They look alike, don't they? Uh-huh. Anyway, she was in rehab for 2 months for an eating disorder, like I was saying. She dropped the S from her, or the $. The $ was representative of how broke she was when she entered this business. So it was like an ironic thing to put the $sign on the S. I just wish her well. She's supposed to be working on a whole bunch of new music. I hope she's still gonna be rock and roll. I kind of do wish that the $ was back because that's how we met her, you know? And we didn't know she had an eating disorder. We just knew that she was a funky dresser and, you know, she sang music that we liked. And so good luck with your anorexia. Your eating disorders. Eating disorders. Keep clapping for Stacy Keibler. She got married. She got married. Okay. And I'm happy, you know what? I'm happy for Stacy Keibler because she did exactly what you're supposed to do after you meet George Clooney. Either you go on and you make a movie career of yourself or something like that. That little supermarket show she had on Lifetime after she broke up with him only lasted for 5 seconds, so that's done. Then she was on something weird and ridiculous on VH1 during the Super Bowl with Nick Cannon. She looked totally out of place. So now, what's the best thing to do? Get married. She married a tech entrepreneur. Look, she and George just broke up in July, so she moved along quickly. He looks like Gilbert Gottfried in the eyes, doesn't he? Right, Suzanne? Look, he married a tech entrepreneur. His name is Jared Pobre, and they've only been dating for 8 months. They got married in Mexico. They invited both families down to Mexico. Everybody thought they were going on holiday instead. Out pops the priest, and on goes the ring, and they're married. Stacy, I don't advise this of all girls, but certainly if you're gonna date somebody like Clooney, you gotta pounce on the other situation before you lose the glow. And for her, I call it the Clooney glow. In 3 years, guys don't care that she dated George Clooney. Right now, this little fella, this little techie right up here is probably happy just for sloppy seconds. Because Because she's right off of that breakup. So even though it might have come out weird, I say all that to say, congratulations, Stacy. You probably did the best thing. Keep clapping, everybody. We've got more great show for you. From the new Veronica Mars movie, the very beautiful Krysten Ritter is here. But up next, Perez Hilton is joining us with the inside scoop on Lupita's new man and a whole lot more. Don't go far. Welcome back. It's time for the inside scoop, and here to dish is our friend Perez Hilton, who brought his son, who happens to be upstairs. Good for you. All right, by the way, congratulations on landing that role in Sharknado 2. Yeah.
Tara Reid is in that. Nice to see her working.
Yes. Well, all right, let's get started with Oscar winner Lupita Nyong'o, because what I was saying on Monday, or last week after the Oscars, I was saying, okay, now that she won the Oscars, unfortunately comes the bad part where people are going to want to probe into your life. Who's your man? What'd you eat for dinner? Well, here we go.
Lupita Nyong'o and Jared Leto. No, not happening. There have been reports that the two of them have been getting very friendly. She's not dating Jared Leto. She is, however, spending a lot of time with this guy named Knan. He's a rapper. She hasn't officially confirmed the news, but as you can see, they have a very close friendship. After she won the Oscar...
He's from Nigeria?
He is. No, he's from Somalia.
Okay.
She's from Kenya.
Okay.
After she won the Academy Award, she said that not many people have touched her Oscar. He's one of the ones that has touched her
Is that what we're calling it today?
You may not have heard of him because he's not very popular right now, but he's a rapper. He has released music in the U.S. He did a song with Nelly Furtado that I actually liked.
Okay.
He fled Somalia when he was young. He moved to Canada. He had a bit of a troubled upbringing there.
He has a rap sheet, right?
He's been arrested a few times. He, was in gangs.
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
Yeah. Gangs. So she likes a guy with an edge.
You know, they look cute together, though.
Cute enough. I mean, for now, she's still a young girl. She's got this new award, and new doors are going to open, and perhaps this is just a little something, something we'll be watching.
Maybe.
Perez, what did you think about Lindsay's docuseries last night?
I watched it.
Okay.
I don't even know if she was watching it. I think she probably regrets doing it now. I left feeling really sad because she's been on this downward spiral since 2006.
Yep.
It's been 8 years now. She's approaching 30. You can blame your parents, you can blame a lot on them, but after a certain point, that excuse is no longer valid. You need to take accountability for your actions. And actually, I had a big aha moment, as Oprah likes to say, while watching this. Yes, she's an addict, as she's admitted, but addiction is not Lindsay Lohan's real disease. Her real disease is much bigger than that. Addiction is a symptom of her disease. To me, I know her. Actually, she was being managed by Britney's managers for a while. They brought her to my house quietly. I've never spoken about this before.
Right. Okay.
They asked me for advice. She was there. I gave her lots of advice. She listened to none of it.
Yeah. So what is her problem?
Her
Immaturity?
real problem is that inside, I think she's really empty. I think she's really profoundly damaged and sad, so she's been self-medicating. Drugs is one of the way, not the only way. Another way she's been self-medicating is by creating all this unnecessary drama, which we saw on the TV show, because creating all that unnecessary drama makes her feel alive, and it makes her feel like stuff is happening in her life. She also has this problem that is tied to the emptiness that she can never be alone. I know her. She's always got people around.
You always have to watch people, even in your own lives. When you know somebody who can't be alone, who doesn't enjoy their own company, there's a problem.
And I think as we've seen, she's been to rehab 6 times.
6 times.
Rehab is not gonna help her. The only way she's gonna get better is with ongoing, regular, intensive therapy, which I don't think she's getting or has any desire to get.
Do you think that this is gonna, well, I said this is gonna hurt her career. I said I would never hire her. What do you say? All these little starlets were...
Do I think it'll hurt her career? No, because she doesn't have a career. Her career is being Lindsay Lohan.
Okay.
She would rather be Lindsay Lohan than be Krysten Ritter, who's gonna come out in a little bit, because Krysten Ritter is a working actress. It's not all glamorous. You have to show up on time, you have to be memorized, you have to wait in your trailer for a long time.
Yes.
It's work.
Yes. All right, a quick update, Robin Thicke and Paula Patton.
Oh gosh, you know, he is desperate is what I think. He keeps doing the same thing over and over again. He just had a concert over the weekend in New York City. He was spotted out and about in town without his wedding ring, but at his show, yet again, he did this public proclamation basically begging Paula to take him back.
Yes.
Handle your scandal behind closed doors, okay?
Okay. Thanks for being here, Perez Hilton, everybody. For more information on these stories, go to PerezHilton.com. Up next, from Veronica Mars, the star Krysten Ritter, a real actress, is here. We loved our next guest in Breaking Bad and Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, and now she's starring in the new Veronica Mars movie. Take a look.
Oh my God, Veronica Mars. Hi, Gia. So many mixed emotions right now. I kind of hated you, like, a lot, but I don't anymore. I'm just trying to remember my progress here because blaming you for telling the whole world that my dad was a pedophile is what my therapist calls misplaced aggression. So basically, we're totally cool, just so you know. Hi, by the way. You look great. Thank you. You should drop by my place while you're in town. We have to hang. Wait, come to my after party. You have to, I mean it. And you should come too, friend.
Please welcome the lovely Krysten Ritter. Oh, they're a lot of fun.
What a fun gig.
Thank you.
Wait, I was watching behind the
16 years.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a big girl though. Like I'm tall like you, but I'm big boned.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
You are.
But you're tall
yeah, I'm
like
big.
me. But you're small boned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like a bird.
Did you model?
I did. Did you?
No. I just said I'm big boned. I would never get asked, do you model? For me, it was always, do you play basketball?
Oh, me too.
Which was, to me, insulting because I can't dribble with my left hand. So it's like all tall girls don't have to do. Can I give you some shoe cam? Just put your feet right there.
My shoes are too big.
No, it's okay. No, put them over. Move them up.
Wait,
Move them right here. There. They're
They're
really cute.
Like, they're little Dorothy, right?
No, they're good. I like the mixing of patterns. A little sliver of stomach. That's what all the girls are doing this season.
You know.
That's what they're doing.
Okay.
It's good. And your hair, the black, is that natural black?
It is.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You work it.
Not great when it's like on your arms.
Not when it's on your arms. You give
what
me
I mean?
a little bit of Anne Hathaway in a good way. Do people tell you that? A little bit?
I mean, thank you. She's so beautiful.
Good expressive eyes.
Yeah, I don't know.
So now look, Krysten, you grew up in a town in Pennsylvania that had under 900 people for a population.
Did you Wikipedia that?
Yeah, I mean, that's like the size of our audience. What town is that? What town?
It's called Chick-Shinny. And I know, anybody here from Chick-Shinny? No. Literally, I think 835 people.
Yeah?
According to Wikipedia.
Now, so did you go to a really small high school?
Yeah.
And everybody dated everybody in the town?
Unfortunately. I dated them all too.
Yeah. Did you always want to be a movie star, a TV star?
No. The thing, I'm from, when you're from a small town, you're not really aware of big opportunities in that way.
You had a TV and books?
I did have a TV and
No,
books.
I'm saying, because that's a way, I'm saying that because, you know, books and TV are a way to escape and go places that you've never
Yeah.
gone before.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I never, like, dreamt big when I was a
Well,
youngster.
what did your people do? What did you, do you have like a farm?
Yeah, I had a farm.
Oh.
I was on the farm.
Oh.
I was on a farm taking care of cows.
Do you have a lot of siblings?
I have one sister.
And is she older or younger?
No, she's 17.
17.
And she's beautiful and 5'10".
5'10".
Double D boobs.
Wow.
Beautiful girl. I love her so much.
So
We're
they tell me
very close.
that you were at the mall
Yeah.
doing what I like to call the mall stroll, and somebody came up to you and
Yeah.
scouted
That's what
you.
happened.
What
and
mall
I was
was
such a
this?
loser. By the way, I'm wearing like men's jeans.
Yeah, but they can
and
see
like,
beyond that.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, you squint.
Thank God.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank God they saw beyond that because I was like wearing a chapstick necklace.
Oh.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
What was that, like?
You're a real geek.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
And then I was wearing like a tie-dye Guns N' Roses shirt.
Yeah.
And they were
But the
like,
thing is-
are you interested in being a model? And my mother and I looked at each other like, what?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
It all worked. Now, how old were you when that happened?
15.
And what mall was that?
It was the Wyoming Valley Mall.
Oh, in Wyoming Valley. All right, so then you get this big opportunity. Is that when you decided
No.
to move to LA?
No, God, no. It was, it was then that I like was introduced to a lot of like cool stuff, and I met a lot of weirdos, and
Yeah.
then I was like, oh, there's like so much other stuff to do.
Now, was your
But I
family
think-
worried to death about you?
Yeah, I think they
In
still
Weirdosville? Yeah.
are. They still are.
Yeah. Do you have a type of guy?
Yes.
What's
Do
your,
you?
Yeah. I like a man who's a little fluffy.
I like.
He has to be-
I love me some men. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Does he
long
have-
hair.
long
and
hair.
A bit of a beard.
Yes. Does he have to be
A
as
good
tall as you?
body. Yes.
Oh, he does.
For sure.
Okay.
Right? You
No, but-
can't like.
I used to
Listen,
feel
I've
that way.
dated a lot of short guys.
Yes.
And it's not cool.
And it's not the same when the lights
It's
go
not
out.
good.
Um,
Well, they say like once you're horizontal, it doesn't matter.
it
But
doesn't matter. Listen,
I'm in trouble. By the way, I'm in trouble after this.
in our house, like we love you in Breaking Bad. I know you all did too.
Thank you.
And Veronica Mars. It's so nice to see that you're reprising that role. Yeah, she played a heroin addict.
I
did. Did you have any experience?
I did. Yeah. I learned how to cook heroin
Oh.
all day.
Oh. Well, I mean, an acting job is an acting job, right?
Right.
But that was a big show. And so now Veronica Mars was a big show. Now it's going to be a movie. You're
Yeah.
reprising your role of Gia. What can we expect?
Well, I can't give anything away. I think the fact that I'm in the movie and doing press for it is probably a spoiler
Oh,
in and of itself, right?
I don't know.
Because I had a small part in the show.
Yeah, but you had a big
And
part
here
in
I
that little
am.
clip.
And I have a big part in the movie.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a spoiler for
And
everybody.
I heard that this movie, the fans of Veronica Mars wanted this movie so much that it was
Oh.
actually financed through that thing called Kickstarter.
Yeah, the coolest thing.
Within like 10 hours.
Or less. I think they made all of their money by like noon.
Tell everybody how that works, that Kickstarter.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I can tell you, like if you have an idea for a project, but you don't have any money to fund it, what you do is you open up a little Facebook page or something over at the Kickstarter, and then.
But not everybody can do this.
Not everybody can do
This is not
it.
like something you just decide to do off the street.
No. I mean, you have to have like a reputation. I think
Yeah.
Spike Lee has something up there right now for a little
Spike Lee?
project. Yeah.
He does?
Yeah, like people do stuff on the Kickstarter. Look, so now congratulations. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Krysten Ritter, everybody. Congratulations on everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Veronica Mars, the movie, hits theaters and video on demand this Friday, everyone. Up next, it's time for Ask Wendy. Have a seat, everybody. It's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
Hi, Wendy. I'm Amanda. How you doing?
Good. How can I help?
My boyfriend and I have been living together for quite some time now. I love him to death, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't really have a life. I go with my girlfriends, he stays home. I'm home, he's home. Since we've been living together, he hasn't gone out once.
How long
with his
have
friends.
you been dating him?
About a year.
And how long have you lived together?
8 months.
Yeah, so you moved in too soon. I mean, you know, it's one thing, and you were only together for 4 months before you guys moved. So he gave up his lease, or he just comes over and spends the night?
No, we are together in a lease.
Okay.
We've dated before, so it's our second time around.
Yeah,
so.
but you didn't know his living habits. You know, dating somebody and seeing them out and them picking you up and even them spending the weekend at your house is totally different than actually seeing somebody's living pattern.
Yeah.
I'm a homebody, so really, you know, I have no problem with being at home. Everybody doesn't always like to be out, but I get what you're saying, that when you're home, you never have a place to yourself because he's always home.
Yeah. I don't really have space.
Yes.
But I want him to have friends. Like, I want him to have a good time. Go out.
Well, some of us aren't built for having a bunch of friends hanging around, knowing our business. You know?
Yeah.
There's really nothing you can do about this. You know,
So just let it go.
You can
kind of
encourage
thing?
him to go out, but he is who he is, you know? There's some of us who like to be surrounded by a lot of people and have friends and organizations, and others who like to be home, left by themselves. You know, what I would suggest is that both of you work harder so you can get a bigger place, so you have a little area where you can hang out in the house as well.
Yeah.
You know, little woman cave or something like that. But I would encourage him to get a hobby or have friends, but he's not going to do it because he's grown and settled in his ways. You know, I wish he hadn't moved in 4 months, but hindsight's 20/20. You love him, don't you?
Yeah.
At the end of the lease, are you going to stay with him? All right. So, lemons into lemonade. Good luck.
How you doing, Wendy?
Clearly.
My name is Douglas.
Hi, Douglas.
I have a friend I'm super, super close with. I love her to death, but she comes over to my house on a regular basis, but her daughter is the problem. She pulls plants out of my thing.
No!
She punches holes in the carpet and in my couch. She's
Punches
a mess.
holes?
Yeah, like she punches holes in the couch and stuff. She breaks dishes. She's a terror. So she's a little sensitive, and I want to know, how do I...
Who's sensitive, the mother or the daughter?
The mother.
Okay.
The mother. She's sensitive, but how do I tell her, I want you to come over, but I want you to leave your daughter at home?
First of all, there's nothing wrong with that. I think you have a beautiful smile and you don't have a hardened disposition. Somebody like you can get away with having a little girl talk with your girlfriend, right? And you say to your friend, and you tell her exactly how you told me, nobody wants bad kids coming to their house and wrecking the place. Talk to her kindly the way you are right now and just let her know that either she's going to have to discipline her daughter or her daughter can't come over anymore.
Okay.
You know, she's the one with the kid, not you. Why should you have to pay for it?
Yes.
Okay, very well. Good luck. Up next, everybody. What would you do if you caught your mother stealing your clothing? We'll find out next with more Ask Wendy. Time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
I'm Leisha. How you doing?
Very well.
So my mom's in her 40s. You know, she had me when she was 20, but now she's trying to act my age, and I'm 23. She steals clothes from my closet. She goes partying with my friends. I feel like I'm more the parent and she's a child, you know? So how do I get her from stop being my friend and be more of a parent? What should I do?
Well, I get what you're saying, but you're talking to a woman in her 40s as well who, you know, if I had a daughter in her 20s, I'd probably be taking some of her clothes and she would probably be taking some of my clothes.
I do take some of
and
her
shoes. That's not the part that I'm uncomfortable with. The part that I'm uncomfortable with is the partying.
Yes.
Because you know, my husband and I were just talking about this the other day. You know, there will come a time when our son wants to go to the club, and you know, Miss Wendy, I love the club.
Yes.
We will not be in the club together unless there's an occasion that we have to be there. I think that you need to speak to your mother straightforward and honestly. Don't make her feel old, because the 40 is the new 18. Oh. Or something. Don't make her feel old, because she's not old. She still can dip it and do it. It's just that she had you when she was really young.
Yes.
But I don't like the idea of her hanging out with your friends and partying with you. I don't like her being in the same club with you. I don't like her being at the diner where you are at 4 o'clock in the morning with you. I don't like any part of that. So when you say to her, be more of a mother.
Okay.
I think that might be the wrong phrase because a mother is different in every household, you know, how moms act. But I would say, I don't want to party with you, you know? And also, can you let me know what you're borrowing from my closet? Or else let us swap. Mommy, right? You go in my closet.
Absolutely right.
Right? Exactly.
Yes,
All right?
thank
Very
you.
well. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, don't go away. Up next, we've got Wendy fan feedback. It's time for Wendy fan feedback. Lindsay Lohan's docuseries premiered last night on OWN. And here's what some of you had to say on my Facebook page. Gabrielle S. writes, I have always rooted for Lindsay and wish her well. I hope she will succeed and find peace in her life. Sheila M. says, Lindsay's ruined her own career. We gave her so many chances and she's gotten away with so much I won't be watching. Karen R. writes, everyone deserves a second or even third chance, especially when addiction is involved. Lindsay needs constant prayer like we all do. I hope she makes it. And finally, Karis L. says, I'm so tired of Lindsay, Miley, Justin, and Kanye. The four of them need to go somewhere and sit down because they're getting on my nerves. Thank you so much for your comments. You can join in on our lively conversation by going to my Facebook page and Twitter page. We'll be right back. Today. Not bad for a Monday. I want to thank Krysten Ritter and Perez Hilton, and of course my fabulous co-host, my studio audience. Tomorrow, the always enjoyable Rosie Perez will be here, and of course the latest juicy hot topics. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye.